eventually hoping to get everything to where it starts itself. But you all know how I am with tech. This is so far beyond me. 2 weeks ago, we had a living room. 2 weeks ago, we had an area where the kids could play when they came over to visit Nani and Grada.
Paul Kresge.
And now we have a studio in our living room. Hi, Paul. I hope you're doing really well. I'm not going to be able to do that through the whole presentation, just a warm up. But I can tell who my real friends are.
Chipper Lowe,
because
Brandon
y'all just
Heckler.
got here first. Hi, Chipper. How are you? It's good to see everybody. So I think as long as we're getting folks coming in, I'm going to go ahead and start. And I want to apologize, first of all, for the posts that I make that you guys have to get in your feed. And I'm kidding. I make no apologies for anything I post. I make no apologies for anything I say. If you met Athena and I out on the street, and those of you that know us can verify this, if just type in, yeah, no shit, no kidding. I hope there's no kids watching tonight. If you met us on the street, it's going to be just like meeting us on Facebook. And yes, our kids are really that recalcitrant. Our children really do right in our face the same thing they do on Facebook. So welcome to Barron Landscapes. The premise behind Barron Landscapes is everybody's doing shows these days online, and I didn't want to do that. I don't want to do my magic online. It won't work, you guys. If you've seen it live, you just know it's not made for a video feed. I think. And so Barron Landscapes is kind of what's going on in my head, what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing. I'm going to try and keep it pretty light, not too terribly dark, but it is what it is. So welcome, everybody. It's so good to see you. I hope you can all hear me. I can't hear a word you're saying. Everybody scream at home. I'm kidding. Please don't do that. Your quarantine mates will choke you to death. The very first thing that I wanted to do tonight was bring out my new piece of equipment. And I'm very excited to share this with you guys. I got a new piece of equipment for, not around the house because we're like totally normal people here, but I got a new piece of equipment. Are you all right, honey? I think Athena is choking on something. I can't tell what, but she'll be all right. The new piece of equipment is for the internet because, you know, we're doing live streaming now. And so here it is. I just don't know whether to wear it forward or sideways. Honey, next time we're going to have to make it a little bit bigger. But I've got my hat. It's not like my yarmulke style, but it's my hat. I've got my hat. You guys all need your hats. One of the things that I've been watching is it's absolutely crazy out there online. And everybody's got their theory. Everybody's got an idea. Everybody thinks they know what's really going on. And so I need to make hats for everyone. Athena's been making masks with a little pocket in them. So we wear the mask. It's got a little pocket. And you put air filter. It's a HEPA air filter. It makes the masks about N99. So we're pretty comfortable with them. We're comfortable enough to give them to our son who is in the medical field and our daughter who's in the medical field. And I'm not going to talk any more about them because I'll get crying. But I think everybody needs hats, but I need more material for hats. And I think we'll just get it this way. You can, in aluminum, you can withdraw aluminum from itself. I don't know if you knew that, but it's actually a little trick that Bob Clam, the Magic Man, taught me. That's a Clam silver coil, and we once buried Bob Clam at a roast in his own silver coils. But I think everybody needs one of these hats these days. And not because we're all crazy or going crazy, but ladies and gentlemen, friends, neighbors, countrymen, it is crazy. The times are crazy. I see the same word over and over again, surreal. And it is surreal. I got a notice today in the email that, hi Rich, I got a notice in the email today that I was supposed to contact Rich Zabel with Richie Z's barbecue because we were going to do a big show up there, a big dinner show up there with Richie. Bless his heart. He's doing really well. We're glad to hear that. But I got the notice of cancellation today in the email. And man, that's surreal, isn't it? Where a month ago or 2 months ago, we all had work. We all had gigs to go out and do or things to do. And then just boom, boom, it just dies. Boom, a door opens. Oh, cliche, right? But if it's cliche, then my entire life has been cliche. We, back in Katrina, we had the hurricane go through. We had about $75,000 worth of contracts and jobs. And Katrina hit, and all the jobs died. The contracts had 50% deposits on them. We were doing 2 seminars down there, and people had packed seminars, and people had paid in advance. And when Katrina hit, it wiped New Orleans out. It wiped us out. And while we were busy trying to figure out what we were going to do, a friend of ours called up, Erwin Royez, out of New Orleans. And Erwin said, Barron, I don't know what I'm going to do. My show has been destroyed. So we sent him everything we could from our magic to get him a show. But we didn't know what we were going to do about ourselves. $75,000 is an awful lot of debt, especially for Athena and I. I'm simple. She's simple. I'm simpler. And so 75 grand. So I took a job. It was a contract job. It was basically doing the same thing I always do, casino seminars, casino training, and trade shows, only it was under contract for a company. And it was a well-paying job. It had benefits, something that as a performer, we never get benefits, y'all. We make our own benefits. So it had benefits. It had insurance. It had a retirement plan. It had a lot of good things going for it. And I worked that job, and I paid $75,000 back. I paid every contract back. Athena and I paid every contract back. Athena and I paid every person that was coming to our seminar. We paid them back. And so we were 75 grand short, but we made a lot of friends. A lot of people said keep the money, but we don't roll that way. So I worked this job, doing the same thing, basically, that I had always done. And I had to be a liaison between the company and the client. And the company wasn't always honest with the client. The company didn't always want me to be honest with the client. And we're making good money. I came home one day after being on that job for 3.5 years, and I sat myself down in my recliner. And I just sat there, home off the road. We flew out every Monday. We flew back every Friday, sometimes Saturday, sometimes flew out Sunday, sometimes got back Saturday, all week long. I got to be home some of Saturday, most of Sunday, but always gone Monday morning. And that day I threw myself down into that recliner. That day was October 9th, 2009. And I sat down, and Athena looked at me and she said, Barron, this job is killing your soul. And I said, what do you want me to do, sweetheart? She said, let's go back to doing what we were doing before. And I said, we have no clients. We have nothing. And she said, I don't care. If it means not losing you, let's have nothing. So I turned in 2 months' notice. And on October 9th, 2009, we started Stringfellow Consulting Services Unlimited. And Monday morning, I had my first client call me up and hire us, and we were good to go from then on. I basically said, take this job and shove it. And that takes courage and support. And we went on just fine. Until January of this year, when our jobs started dropping out. Because the writing was on the wall. The stone was cast into the water and the ripples were spreading out. We were losing jobs. Postponed, rescheduled, flat out canceled. January, gone. February, gone. And by early March, every job we had was gone. Our income had entirely dried up. We had no idea what we were going to do. Now, last Friday, I played a thing, or had you guys play a thing called Jump by Steve Harvey. So tonight, I want to talk to you about my thing, not Jump, but my thing is write yourself a check. I want you to write yourself a check, and I don't want you to do it metaphorically. I want you to go to your checkbook. And I want you to get out a check, and I'm going to tell you what to do with that check right at the end of the seminar. And Paul Kresge is thinking to himself, because he's a gypsy, you know. Paul's thinking, Barron, if you don't have them fill out that check and send it to you, you're crazy. Well, Paul, I'm crazy because that's not what I'm going to have you guys do with your check. You're going to keep your checks. But I'll tell you what I did after all of our jobs were gone. Athena and I talked about what are we going to do now. We got some shop lights. We got our old monitor into the house. And I'm going to put a picture up that shows you what studio we're using here, what our studio is. And we immediately started looking at new avenues. How were we going to survive through this surreal thing? And so I got to tell you, we're having a little bit more fun than we ought to. Sunday, and I'm so looking forward to this, Sunday is this little guy's birthday. And his name is Nori. And can you see him? Isn't he a doll? Look at that. You can tell he's my nephew because he's got that clown nose on his face and he's darn proud of wearing it. So that's Nori. It's his birthday. And because of this terrible thing we're all going through, Nori lost his party. And I saw his mama say Nori's heart was broken. And I thought, no, it's not. You don't break my nephew's heart. Nobody breaks my nephew's heart. So I got a hold of them and I said, look, we're all in dire straits. We're all in bad conditions. But that boy is going to have a birthday party. So we started a birthday party page for Nori. And we're not going to invite everybody to it. It's a private birthday party page. I don't know how many people are on there now, but I see some of the beignets have come on. I see a lot of good people out there. So we're going to throw Nori a party on Sunday. And Nori is going to have Uncle Barron do magic. And my nephew Charlie is out there going, yeah, just don't do that torn and restored dollar bill, Uncle Barron, because that didn't work out so well when his sister was born. Then other things that we're doing to keep busy are, I just got this in the mail, and y'all know what this is, right? That's right, it's S&M bondage rope, and this came from one of our friends out there in Facebook land, and he or she sent this to us because the four-ended rope that we make, they wanted a four-ended rope in black, and I don't have black rope because the sponge rope we use doesn't come in black rope. So they sent this, and this is actually gorgeous rope. It's got a good feel to it. It's supple. It's got a good bend to it. I'll be able to turn this into a beautiful four-ended rope for you. They sent this rope for me to turn into a four-ended rope for them, but I love this. Now I'm going to try and not give away any identities, and so some other stuff came with the four-ended rope. And I'm just going to show you real quickly. This is a pin with their company logo on it. I'm very, very proud of their company logo. This is the envelope that we got. And, of course, I could tell it was to me because it says right on there, you. And on the back, it says, sealed with letter sealer, no spit, quarantine safety. And opening it, all this stuff fell out. And this person knows me way too well, you guys, because this is a sticker that will stick on a wall somewhere. And Athena's back there shaking her head because you know what she knows? This is going in my car, and this is going City Hall. Oh, they may be watching. Of course not City Hall. It will be nowhere in Hiawatha. I will put it somewhere else completely. But I love the idea. And if I could get more of those, I would really appreciate that. Then I got a card, and the card says, you're 1 in a million. And then it says actually 7.5 billion, so I know how special I am to this person. And guys, these are great cards. If you've got a little bit of nihilism in you, or a lot of nihilism in you, go to nihilistcards.com. That's NIHLIST cards.com, and pick yourself up some cards. A dear friend of ours runs that company. And then I got some parking violations. These I'm going to have to copy because they're going on cars everywhere. It's not a ticket, it's a social ticket. And there's even some lines on here to write in what I want to. We're keeping busy. We're keeping busy. We're doing things. We have a class tomorrow. The Vanishing Handkerchief class is tomorrow, and we've got a lot of people signed up for that. And we'll be meeting in a private room to teach everybody how to make their own hangers vanish, like I've been doing for 40 years. We're keeping busy. Athena is a marvelous cook. I enjoy cooking too, and so we're cooking for each other. We're having good meals. We're keeping each other good company. And I think even if we were alone, we would probably be our own best company because we'd keep busy. Athena's making masks and I'm making magic. So folks, what I want you to do is this. I want you to get out your checkbooks. And I want you to get out a pen. And I want you to write a check to yourself. I want you to make it out to you, and I want you to make it out for whatever amount you want it to be. Now, I made my check out today. I made my check out for $100. And that's what I want, $100 at a time, or 10 $100 bills at a time. But I made mine out for $100. I want you to make yourself out a check. You're worth something. You have value. Whether it's product, whether that product is you, or whether it's something else you can do during this time, write yourself a check. Because right now is the time you've been waiting for. Right now is the time you said would never come. Right now, folks, is the time when you don't have that work, unless you're essential, and then I love you dearly for what you're doing. But right now, if you're sitting on your butt, you've got that time. If you're waiting for a paycheck, you've got that time. Write yourself a check because you're worth it. Write yourself a check. Because, folks, if you get off your butts, if you smile a little bit, even in the weirdness that is today, let me tell you something. You write yourself and pour yourself a wine. Write yourself a check and pour yourself a glass of wine. But you write yourself a check. And you think on that check. Think of your value. Think of what you're worth. Think of what you're worth to me. Because I love you. And folks, I guarantee you, that check you write to yourself, oh, it'll pay off. That check you write to yourself will become something of value. It will become esteem. It will become income. It will become something for you to look forward to do in the future. I beg you right now, write yourself a check. I'm Barron Stringfellow, and this is Barron Landscapes. We've been invited to perform at No Shame Theater, a virtual variety show on the 20th. That's right, it's Monday. So after we do the birthday party on Sunday, we're going to do the virtual variety show on the 20th at 7 p.m. No Shame Theater. There's a link on my wall. There will be more links on my wall so that you can join us. And folks, don't just join us. I started out doing open mics. I started out doing variety shows, and I started out doing spotlights. I want you not only there to watch, I want you there to watch. But I'd like to see some of you perform. There are no guidelines for No Shame Theater. There is no shame. Whatever you do you fire eat? Do you do ventriloquism? Do you do math? Can you read a poem? Can you make us laugh? Can you make us smile? Can you make us forget for a little while? Because here at Barron Landscapes, that's all I want to do. Make you forget for a little while.
They want to know where the monkey is.
The monkey is hiding, for he has no name. He's hiding in shame. We have to name him next week, folks. I need names for the monkey. Put it down. We'll make notations and figure out how we're going to pick this guy's name.
Kate says,
we love you all.
Wait, you aren't starting a weird church that we send money to? Crap, I need to mail some robes back.
Well, maybe I'll start a weird church. Let's see how this thing goes. Give me another 2-3 weeks, Katie. We'll have robes. We'll all wear masks. It'll be the church of the COVID-19s. I love y'all. I wish the best for you. I'm always here, whether it's in IM, my phone number's all over the internet. I will answer my phone for you. I will talk to you unless I'm in the middle of something, Sean, and then I'll get back to you. I want the best for you. I want the absolute best for you and yours. Hey, y'all. We love you. You know we're going to do it again next Friday. So I'm going to beg you to be back here again. And maybe you will. And maybe you'll bring your friends. Share my page. We'll see you out there. Much love. Love, peace, and chicken grease.